Alright, welcome to Match 1, Game 1 of Scars of Mirrodin Draft number 3. This is Koth.0 and I am your host, Nick Rennard. And we are opening up a hand here that looks pretty good. We drafted green, white, blue. And let's see whether or not our opponent took a mulligan here. He chose to play first, or she. And they did not mulligan. And we're definitely not mulling this hand, so no. Our opponent drops a force and thinks for a while. Alright. So, drop this Horizon Spellbomb. So, Horizon Spellbomb is probably going to be our 3. This would be a better hand on the play, to be honest. Let's see. Sylvok Replica I like to drop as a 4-drop to keep that 1 green open. And obviously Horizon Spellbomb I would like to be a 3-drop. Using it as a 2-drop is just not as good. So we have a 3-drop, a 4-drop, and I don't mind him as a 5-drop. Assuming we just draw land for the rest of the game, which hopefully we won't. Alright, so that ramps us a little bit. I actually like running out. We don't mind if this Mana Mirror dies, so we're going to play this white first. And if he has any kind of removal for artifacts in his hand, hopefully he may use it on this Silver Mirror instead of our Golem Artisan. His thinking in his head is, well, maybe that's his only blue source. I guess there's also the Horizon Spellbomb, which probably be a better choice, but always good to leave your opponent open to making mistakes on their own. So if they do decide to try and pop off this mirror and we don't care about it, obviously, then that's a good thing for us because they burned a piece of removal on something that is not important to us. Etched Champion. So lots of mirror, lots of mana. So good thing we were running 16 land in this deck. If we run out the Sylvok Replica, then he can't bash at us, but that's our only piece of removal. If we sack the Spellbomb, we get another card and maybe get an option into drawing something a little bit better than one of these cards. We can't drop Golem Artisan yet, although I kind of want to drop this guy a little bit later so that he uses his removal on something else. I think the best way to stall the board right now, which is what we want to do because we want to be seeing some other cards, some of our bigger bombs. So I'm going to play the Sylvok Replica. I think it's going to do a good job at stalling the board, and he can't bash into me or remove the Sylvok Replica without losing his own Etched Champion. Let's see what our opponent does. Zuri's Archers. Yeah, you can have that. So good. Sylvok Replica did exactly what we were hoping it was going to do. So we could sack this Spellbomb and leave 2 mana open, and we could drop our mirror, but I don't really like the idea of doing that because then we're not leaving a mana open to sack this. So I think that's a much greedier play than I would like to make. I'm going to drop the forest so we can sack Spellbomb and use this Sylvok Replica if he tries to remove it. So far the board's stalling out, and I think we have so many 5-drops that that's a good thing, unless we see a really intense bomb come out. I wouldn't call that a really intense bomb, but... But he's bigger, that's for sure. If we get a Molder Beast, could bash into him for a lot. And I'm guessing he's not going to attack, and EOT we're going to sack Spell Bomb, and it's going to be our turn. Okay, we will block your Azuri's archers. Actually, we could have even blocked it with both and killed it, but... Yeah, I guess that would have been a good choice. I'd trade the Silver Mirror, I think, at this point for Azuri's archers. But at the same time, we still have, like, the Metalcraft, like, Dispense Justice that we'd like to keep Metalcraft online for, but... Just something we should have considered before just making that block right there. I don't think Azuri's archers is very big of a threat right now, to be honest. Go ahead and sack this. 1, 2. Okay. So yeah, maybe trading there would have been a... And by maybe, I mean yes, that would have been a better choice. Okay. I guess we don't really need any colors. I guess we'll take up our second source of white. So we already have, with 2 forests, 2 Coppermere, I think we have enough sources of green. Man, we should run down to 15 land, shouldn't we? Well, he hasn't shown us any removal yet. That doesn't mean he doesn't have it, but I'm going to go ahead and put this Golem Artisan out and leave the green open to sack Sylvok Replica. Because if Golem Artisan comes online, then we're in good shape. One card I'd like to see is Culling Days to sack some of these mirror, potentially. And we will not attack. And he's probably going to bash a Bellowing Tangleworm here, in which case we will take it. Yeah, we'll just take 4. Means we can bash back at him with Golem Artisan. And I'm really not scared of his Etched Champion. Just, I mean, even if he gets it online and... What are you doing here? I think our opponent is the most intelligent. Yes, it's indestructible. That is a Tangleworm I will not be destroying. You know, a card that would have been good in our deck would be Liquid Metal Coating with the 2 Sylvok Replicas and the Revoke Existence. Alright, so we can play Trinket Mage and dig up another Spell Bomb, but the idea that I like more is, first of all, bashing with this Golem Artisan on the ground and seeing what he does. And then we can run out a bunch more Mirror and get this Golem Artisan really, really powerful. So we'll go ahead and play our... Yeah, white's fine. And we're going to bash Golem Artisan and see what happens. These Mirror, I mean, can chump his Bellowing Tangleworm. See how he blocks. He just may not block. It's definitely a possibility. I mean, the only removal source he's really threatening is Copperline Gorge, or if he has any of these Sylvok replicas we picked up, but he'd have to play that next turn. So he's blocking with Azuri's Archers, and I don't really care about giving a trample just to get that one extra damage through. I'd rather use the 2 mana to get another mirror online. So, yeah, that's good, because before we would have had to sack our Azuri's, or our Silver Mirror to block the Azuri's Archers when we were talking about that double block earlier. So, we could just run this. So this guy has 1 damage on him, so the problem is if he has a Galvanic Blast, we should probably leave 2 mana open just to pump him in case. So I like the idea. I was talking about running all these Mana Mirror out just to get this guy really, really big, but I think that the Trinket Mage and then digging up a Spell Bomb, playing the Spell Bomb, and I guess we should have left a white open just to threaten Dispense Justice, but I don't think our opponent's going to be playing around it. If we leave 3 mana open, then not only can we pump this guy once to avoid that Galvanic Blast, but we can sack our Spellbomb end of turn and get an extra card, plus we have this body on the board and he can start bashing next turn.